The Predator is a new film directed by Shane Black and it stars Olivia Munn and Boyd Holbrook and the same boy who was in the Academy Award-winning film Room. And this movie is all about Predator who crash lands on Earth, and then these soldiers takes his device. He wakes up, goes on a rampage, and look for his device. And that's the movie. The first 10 minutes of the film, I was going in, I was like, they was dropping some jokes. I was like, okay, all right, so, it's not so bad. The jokes is there. The first 20 minutes of the film, that's when I was almost tapped out of the film because Keegan, Mike, and Key appear in the film. And then 30 minutes of the film, that's when I tapped out of this film entirely, and I just strictly gave up. The first 30 minutes is where this specific scene, I'm going to describe you the scene. Now, this is going to contain spoilers. If you don't like spoilers, stay away from the video. But if you don't care, watch it. There's a scene where a Predator drops in a moving vehicle. He kills people in the back of the vehicle. It's a big giant truck. He kills people in the back of the vehicle. The guy who's driving the vehicle is like, "Hey, are you okay in there?" Because he heard the ruckus. And then the Predator picked up one of the guy's arm that he tore it off and picked it up, stick it through the window, and gave the driver a thumbs up with the guy's arm. Tell me why the Predator has the intelligence to drop jokes. This is not what I expected from this film. This film from start to finish was reliant on his jokes. I kid you not. Everyone was laughing their asses off in the movie. Everyone besides me. I just don't understand. The film focused more on his humor than it did for the actual movie itself. And I just felt like the movie and the way this movie was constructed, it makes me believe that this movie doesn't want to take itself seriously because of its consistent jokes. There was another scene in this movie where all these characters were in this room along with Olivia Munn, and these characters are talking amongst themselves, and they're constantly dropping funny jokes, every single character, for a span of 5 straight minutes. And I'm just like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? That these characters are just dropping jokes everywhere they turn. And it's not just one character or two characters. It's like almost every character, even the main boss, who's being the main villain, who's being played by Sterling K. Brown, is dropping jokes. And for some odd reason, he is chewing gum in every single scene he's in. And there's a character who's being played by Thomas Jane who has Tourette's, It's a extreme case of Tourette's. But yet, in the third act, his Tourette's is magically gone. So the film doesn't have much logic, and the film doesn't have much tension because of its jokes. So seriously, I could not take this film seriously. I just could not. Now, what are the positives with this film? The positive is there were some cool scenes where the Predator was killing people. Those were some really cool scenes. It had some good gore. But the CGI was terrible. The blood was CGI. The blood for the Predator was CGI. And the blood was so bright and colorful. Like it kind of looked like that kind of green ooze, the type of neon colored ooze that glows in the dark. You know that ooze that we were playing when we were kids that glows in the dark? That's how the blood looked like in this film, the Predator's blood. And I'm just like, what? Usually the blood for the Predator would be like a dark green, like a dark green color, but bright colored ooze that glows in the dark? That's the blood for the Predator? Like, seriously, I just don't understand. Olivia Munn was terrible. The dialogue was terrible. Who wrote the script for this film? Like, it was just literally terrible, and I don't even know who wrote it. I don't understand why the directors have to say their lines. It just doesn't make sense. I guess there's something within the plot movie where they saying that the tagline in this movie is called evolve. So I guess this Predator is evolving into more of a human characteristics, I guess. I couldn't really follow the story because it vaguely touched on that, but still, the story focused more on his humor than the actual story itself. So I couldn't take this movie seriously. It didn't have much tension in the film, even though there were some moments that's supposed to have heartfelt moments, but it ended up being funny anyway because of this humor. It just takes away tension, and it just gives the audience mixed messages, and it makes the audience believe that this is a comedy. I asked a few people after the screening, and I asked them, how did you feel about this movie? And they said, it's funny. It's funny. A Predator movie, that's funny. A Predator movie that's funny. That's fantastic. That's just fantastic. I don't understand. And you could argue that the 1987 film was funny, but there's a difference between that film and this film. That film has some serious moments scattered throughout that film, and also has some silly hardcore lines scattered throughout the film. Like, I am not going to bleed tonight. Get to the chopper, run. Iconic lines. Yes, it's silly, but it still has some serious hardcore moments, some intense scenes, some intense edge of your seat scenes. But this scene has none of that. The 2010 Predators had tense moments, some hardcore scenes, and I just don't understand. So yes, this film is definitely one of the worst films of 2018. That's by far one of the worst films I've ever seen. I have to give Predator a goddamn George Clooney bat ass. Ass. Straight booty juice. Fart in a cup. Shit in a cup and drink your shit. Have you seen Predator? What are your thoughts on Predator? Please give me your thoughts, and please, I urge you not to watch this film and check out a film called Simple Favor. A Simple Favor. And this is my unedited, unfiltered, raw review of Rant of Predator. And I'll see you guys next video. If you like everything you see and you agree, click right here, join me in the Batman family. I have more Batman task reviews in the way. You have been warned. Till then, ciao.